Okay, so right now it is 2:40 a.m. and it's been a crazy evening. So I was supposed to fly back to London Stansted tonight at I think the flight was 8:20, but because of the storm, the aircraft couldn't land.
The airplane tried to land, but it didn't make it, so it goes back to United Kingdom. You will have to go now through arrivals to take your suitcases, and you will go outside with my colleagues to arrange you hotels and transportation. Thank you.
So what I think actually happened was the airplane from Stansted tried to land here, couldn't, went on to Athens. Then it was supposed to come back from Athens and drop the passengers off, but again I don't think it could land. So what actually happened was they went from Athens and flew all the way back to London. So those poor sods probably had like 9 hours of travelling to go from London Stansted to London Stansted, so they're going to be pretty sour. As for us, we all got all the passengers who were here in Kefalonia, we all got put in a bus and eventually shipped off to hotels. We got here probably around 2 a.m. and finally got into my room, and nice hotel. Got my little sofa here, got my bed there, widescreen TV. It looks like there's a window into the bathroom here, which is kind of fancy. Yeah, there is. So if you want to, you can have a bath and look straight out into the swimming pool outside. Little toilet cubicle. Oh, and the shower as well. So a bath and a shower. And yeah, that's pretty fancy, isn't it? Quite nice. Some wardrobes. Huge double bed. But I think the craziest thing is the swimming pool outside, which is I'm gonna go outside right now, and you're not gonna hear anything because it's so windy. But there is a storm going on right now. And if you ever wanted to see a swimming pool act like the ocean, now you're going to see it, because the wind is just making that pool just undulate up and down like you've never seen. So let's go and do it. Look at that. It's just two swimming pools. Chairs are blowing in. My deck chair is blowing over. That gives you an idea of just how stormy it is out there. It's crazy. I mean, I've been to Greece a few times. Well, I've been to Greece a lot of times in September, and I've never seen anything like this. I mean, I've never seen it rain, first thing, but this is just like an absolute storm. I haven't seen anything like it ever in Greece. It's unbelievable. So, flights was cancelled. Tomorrow we may have a flight. Or we may not. We may be stuck here for a couple of days, so I don't know how this is going to work. I mean, we were lucky enough. The bus drove all the way to Skala, which is another end of the island, so that was a really tedious trip. And they stopped off and they let off 3 people here, and then they let off some other people there, and I just thought, oh no, we're going to go around like 10 hotels, and they're going to put off people here and 2 people and 5 people there. But eventually we got to the 3rd place, and they said, okay, everybody's getting off here. And the here is like really nice. So awesome, you know. I mean, beautiful hotel room. And I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. The weather does not look like it's going to improve. According to the weather forecast, it's going to be even windier tomorrow. So, oh, look at that. The water's almost going over the top of the pool, over the wall. That is wild. So there we go. Okay, the lights flashed a couple of times there. I think we might get a power cut on top of everything else. Unbelievable. How do I turn this heating down? It's too hot in here. Wow. Oh, look at that. Can you see? It's about to go out. I'm going to be sitting here in the dark in a second. Well, it's the next morning now, and the storm seems to have passed. It was kind of noisy at night, around 3 or 4. I think that might have been the peak of the storm. A lot of debris, tree branches and stuff like that, and obviously all the furniture has been turned over by the wind and stuff, but really not too bad, fortunately, in a nice hotel. So let's take a look outside. As you can see, the pool has calmed down. The wind has calmed down, so it's pretty mild this morning. Just a bit of rain, a lot of birds flying around. But, you know, back to normal. I think we'll probably be flying out of here tonight. In the meantime, I don't know. It's a really nice swimming pool, I gotta say. Pretty much got my own little ladder to step in. 1.4 meters deep. And some pretty nice views at the back as well. Okay, it's 10:30 in the morning, and whoa, the weather is getting bad again. The storm is picking up. Here we go. Not as windy as last night, but the rain is coming down and the wind is starting to pick up again. A lot more than it was like an hour ago. The next update. Oh wow, it's really getting stormy now. The electricity is out, and it's picking up again. This storm. It's really getting windy and stormy now. So let's take another look. Woohoo! at the sea, it's unbelievably choppy and the clouds are just thick and heavy. Yeah, this is getting worse again, I think, for sure. Well, latest update. So, it's about 5 o'clock now, and I went for a walk. When I got back, everybody was gone and the baggages were gone, and I was like, oh no, I missed the bus to the airport. Shit, it's going to cost me like 60 or 70 euros now to find my way to the airport. But, turns out, Ryanair rang and cancelled, so no flight today. We've all been given our rooms, so everybody's gone back to the room, I guess. The weird thing is, it's all beginning to calm down now. I mean, it's still raining, but it's calming down. So, like looking at the pool, you can see it's for the first time it's pretty calm now. The water is just pretty calm and smooth now. So, in fact, I might even try and have a swim in a while because I got nothing else to do. It's 5 o'clock. And probably won't be until like 7 o'clock tomorrow night before we get another flight, I guess. So yeah, it's a shame. I mean, mind you, the only thing I can say is the clouds over there are insane. The visibility is probably very, very poor. So that would probably be the worst thing. And all these little birds are absolutely crazy. They're flying around everywhere. Like one of them actually flew into this room. I had the door open as I have it right now, like about 10 minutes ago. It just flew into the room, hovered there for a second. I was reaching for my camera to try and take a picture of it, and then it just flew out of the room again. So crazy stuff. There's a couple of goats over there. I'm not too bothered by the whole situation. So yeah, stuck here for another night. Stuck, maybe not the right word. I mean, it's kind of unfortunate I'm in this end of town Skala, because like Skala town, where all the restaurants and stuff are, is 3 kilometers down the road, so I'd have to walk 3 kilometers, and it's still raining, so that's not ideal. I mean, I did walk 1 kilometer down the road earlier to take a look at the that little snorkeling area, which looks amazing. It would be fantastic for snorkeling. I then went to both of the Porta Scala beach coves. Great day for the beach. Here's the path to the first cove. it dries up, I can't even walk down to Skala to like pass the time a little bit. I'm kind of stuck here. So yeah, I mean, I guess I could try and hire a car, drive around a bit, but what's the point in that? I mean, just driving around in a hire car in the rain. I mean, I did that yesterday, but at least it stopped raining a few times, so I could like walk around that abandoned village that I found. And today the weather has gone completely stormy here in Kefalonia. I'm supposed to fly out tonight, so I don't know how that's going to play out with the rain and stormy high winds are supposed to be tonight. Maybe I'm going to end up being stuck here for another day. Look at this road. It is flooded. Oh, thanks a lot. Well, I just had some kind of emergency alert about storms and not getting hit by debris and stuff like that from the Greek government, so this is looking bad. The weather is really getting stormy now, so it's a bit of a disaster really. The chances of being able to take off in this weather seem very slim. Has it stopped raining? Am I going to get a little break for half an hour so I can walk around this place?
In 300 meters, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived.
Welcome to Scotland. Today, on a very typical Scottish day. Wait a second. No, we're still in Kefalonia, but the weather just went stormy today all of a sudden, so we got a nice wet day and we're going to explore some more abandoned villages. This weather is unbelievable. You wouldn't expect it in Greece in the summer. There was a torrential downpour earlier, and I even got an alert on my phone screaming about storms and stuff like that, so yeah, I think there's going to be a big storm today. Yeah, okay. This really does feel like Scotland. It is bucketing down, and I'm getting drowned here, so I might be calling this a day really soon. So we're really bucketing down again now. On my way back. Pretty much rained constantly all day today, so ooh, it's another one of those birds. They come really close as well, and they're almost like bats. They come flying, whoa, right up to you. Hello, see? Check it out. They really are. I don't know whether they're just cheeky or what, but they just come so close. Don't seem to care. Like when I was at the beach earlier, there was like a little cliff and there was like hundreds of them just flying and resting on it. Yeah, so that's it. So here for another night. They didn't say whether we're getting dinner on Ryanair, but I mean, I guess they have to. I mean, what else? There's nothing else to do. And like I said, unless it stops raining, I can't even go down the town to like take a walk around and kill a bit of time. So, pretty much just going to chill out. Maybe take a sneaky swim in the pool if, I don't know, maybe the staff will try and kick me out for doing that, I don't know. It's probably not the best weather, but I mean, it's not that bad now, it's not really dangerous. Like earlier when it was windy, something could have blown over into the pool, but right now it's really calm. I mean, you can see the water's almost flat again from the lack of wind and everything. So that's it, that's the latest update on Stranded in Kefalonia. And as if things couldn't get worse, I think the hotel might be on fire. Something's on fire over there. God. Well, whatever was on fire they put out. And the rain has started again. And the wind is picking up a little bit. And all the birds are going even more crazy. And the visibility is turning to zero. You can barely see the water anymore. And look at that, it's starting to really bucket down now. What weird weather. So, time for our next update. It's about 20 past 7. Weather has gone downhill again. Raining again, it's windy. The sea has almost disappeared with the cloud and rain. Dinner is a little bit later on, so all getting a little bit boring now, just sitting around. Yeah, so let's take a look. The sea has disappeared behind the rain. The pool's pretty calm though. Yeah. And there's no electricity. Did I mention that? There's a few emergency lights, like the light in the doorway there, but there's no lights, no electricity. So you just kind of have to sit around in the dark. Well, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. That is about 36 hours exactly since the flight was cancelled. And let's take a look outside. Woo! Normal weather. So, still a little bit cloudy, but as you can see, no wind, no wind, no rain. Basically just normal-ish sort of weather. How annoying. So I just went down to reception at like 5 to 9 and I packed up and I was ready to go. Gave them back the key and then they said, oh, by the way, they changed the time and they're not coming to 11 o'clock. So that's annoying. I got up really early, had a shower, rushed around, packed my bag and everything to be ready for 9. And I didn't even need to be up until like now, basically. I didn't even need to get out of bed until now. And yeah, now I got 2 hours to kill where I could have been sleeping or just relaxing. Now I got 2 hours to just sit around and do nothing again. Well, you've got to make the best of the situation, so I got another hour and a half or something to wait, so why not go sunbathing in the clouds? Oh yes. These are the satellite images of Medicane Ianos forming the Ionian Sea on the 17th of September. The hurricane forms and then it starts moving directly towards Kefalonia. Watch it again, it's incredible. That's it forming and then it moves directly towards Kefalonia. On the 18th of September in the early hours, Medicane Ianos made landfall in Kefalonia. In fact, the Met Office video you'll see next shows how precisely we were in the eye of the storm. The X is Kefalonia. Eye of the storm or what? If you remember this part of the film from earlier, I said I thought the storm had passed. It was 9:30 AM on Friday the 18th of September. It was so calm, the wind had died down and the rain had stopped. Looking back now I realise that at this moment I was directly in the eye of a storm force hurricane, or a Medicane as they call it. The wall of clouds you see all around me is the eye of the storm. It's what they call the eye wall. It's just like a wall of clouds and it forms a perfect circle in the center of a hurricane. And I was right in the center of it. Yeah, you could definitely call this the calm before the storm, because a few hours later the storm was fully raging. But at that moment, in the eye of the hurricane, it was so peaceful and calm. Right here you can see that circle of clouds that surrounded me. I mean, it was absolutely incredible, it really was. In the end, the bus to take us to the airport didn't arrive until 5 PM on Saturday. So I took my chance and I had a swim in the pool. My flight was rescheduled for Saturday the 19th of September at 8:25 PM. So in total I was stranded in Kefalonia for 48 hours. And let's face it, you know, I had it pretty easy. You can see here I was in a nice modern hotel. You know, we were getting our meals, so it was all, you know, it was pretty easy for us, to be honest. It was just all the endless waiting was really the difficult part, but you know, I mean, that was really nothing. In comparison, the locals had such a tough time. You know, there was landslides, roads got washed away, boats were sunk, you know, thousands of trees got destroyed on the island. Locals had a really tough time in comparison, so I'm not complaining, I'm just saying, you know, this is my story, but obviously the locals had a real problem. You know, they had hundreds of millions of euros worth of damage to their property, so they had it a lot harder than like people like me who were just there for a couple of days extra. And that's it. It was quite a crazy adventure while it lasted. Never expected to be in the eye of a hurricane, or a Medicane as they call it. A pretty crazy adventure. And that's the story.